Hey there, fellow space explorers. Welcome back to our channel. This is Jesus of Jesus Gaming and Podcast. And today we got something truly special for you. It's been more than one whole month since the highly anticipated launch of Starfield. And boy, have things been interesting as a whole and exciting for Xbox and Bethesda fans. But before starting, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on all the latest update in the gaming world. Let's get started. Alright, let's kick things off by recapping the launch of Starfield. Bethesda, the renowned game developer, dropped this massive space epic and fans were eagerly awaiting. On launch day, the internet was flooded with live stream, unboxing videos, mainly the Constellation Edition, which by the way I had to let go of my pre-order because live and offline world priorities took special place during that time, and players sharing their first impression was really nice to see. There was so much hype and it lived up to it. Especially when content creators, power gamers, selected gamers were gifted with early access to the game, and later the game was open for pre-orders to actually include that early access that started a week before launch, and as expected, many things have been revealed as the game will live up to expectations, and Bethesda was right to actually delay the game 2 known times, as the game was expected to receive a patch before main day launch, and even before the launch, the game was with minimal bugs that it was well speculated to be mitigated by the time of general public release will have access to the game. Now let's talk about gameplay and graphics. Starfield introduces us to a breathtaking universe filled with intricate planets, space stations, and diverse aliens and species. The game's realism and attention to details has players exploring every nook and cranny of the cosmos. The character creation system was praised for its depth and personalization. Like all games, there is no 100% of perfection, but heck, I think that a massive world and space, you maybe can ignore a little things like characters talking without looking at you, maybe special effects like space boosters starting angels looking like a block, or even rendering at real time being noticeable, but everything else of the game remains functional. Later in the video, we'll have some personal takeaways. The storyline in Starfield are top-notch as expected from a Bethesda complete and original game. Heck, if you played the original The Elder Scrolls Arena game, it is the same for Starfield. From epic space battles to intricate political intrigues, players were engrossed in the game's numerous quests. The choices you make affect the outcome, making it highly replayable, and of course, the mysterious universe Unbound storyline had gamers theorizing like mad. Also, the progression of the story can be easily distorted by your action and your decisions. Maybe your whole decisions and maybe your whole actions can actually go away from what the original lore means to the game. And again, another signature coming from Bethesda that lets you control the narrative of the game. I have made some decisions already, and I was tempted to choose actually my gameplay, but for this being my first one, I tried to be on lore, which is the Constellation missions. But I am already a UC SysDev in Incognito infiltrated in the Crimson Fleet, and while I already made some progress on the Crimson Fleet and impressed the high levels including the leader Delgado, I am planning on continuing the secret missions for SysDev and get rid of the Crimson Fleet. Only if being a member stopped being an advantage in the Constellation mission, that is. LOL. Alright, but let's not sugarcoat it. No game launch is perfect, as I said earlier. Starfield did have its fair share of bugs and glitches, from NPCs getting stuck on a wall to floating updates in space, but Bethesda was quick to respond with a series of patches that improved the overall game experience, and the community appreciated their dedication. There has been already 3 update launches, and they goes as follow, with 1 extra. The official Day 1 patch was issued on August 28, just in time for early the day access of Starfield could start enjoying the game, and included improved stability related to suspending and resuming the game. This was for the Xbox console version. Fixed rate crash that could occur when viewing the credits after completing the game. Fixed the crash that could appear when repeatedly loading some safe inside the ships. Various stabilities and performance improvements. In visual fixes an issue where sometimes hair will not appear on characters, improve a distance object appearance when transitioning to the surface of the planet, address an issue that sometimes causes face animation to move abruptly, fix an issue where rarely in certain views while flashing boxes could appear in the hand scanner, fix an issue that will cause an undesirable texture blend near the coastline, Fix an issue that will cause a texture to degrade unnecessarily. This was mainly on the Xbox Series S. For gameplay fixes, fix a rare issue that could cause companions to float in the air. Fix an issue that could cause some ship modes to become misaligned. Fix some issues that will prevent touchdown points from turning red in Ship Builder. Fix an issue that could cause a player to appear incorrectly when equipped items. Address an issue that could prevent the isolation skills from behaving as intended. Adjust the distance the player is able to access the stored cargo in the ship. Fix an issue that could sometimes cause a long delay on the press any button screen. Now we go with the quest fixes. Fix a rare issue that could cause ship patrols not to appear for first to fight, first to die mission. Addresses a rare issue where the contraband scan will not occur, potentially preventing landing on New Atlantis. Fix an unlikely issue that could prevent landing at New Atlantis during deep cover. Fix an issue that could prevent hit glitches from counting a skill after completing a legacy forge. Fix and know how a location will appear near a hidden Earth landmark. Fix a rare issue that could potentially trap the player in the facility. Address a frequent issue where the spaceship didn't correctly appear for the Radiant quest. Fix an unlikely issue that could appear during Revelation depending how the player interacted with the emissary. Address an issue where Deimos slim bottom ship module that is used on the Razor lift. Fix a rare issue that could prevent companions from accompanying the player after no sudden moves. Address a rare issue that could impact power beyond. On September 29th, 2023, there was a new patch, and this was a preemptive day one patch follow-up and released a little more than a week earlier than the main launch of Starfield. The update included brightness and contrast controls, HDR calibration menu, field of view sliders, NVIDIA DLSS support for PC, 32 to 9 perspective ultra-wide monitor support, and eat button for food. Summarizing this update, Bethesda confirmed that it's focused on making sure that any top blocker bugs or stability issues are addressed and adding quality of life features that many were asking for. Later on, there was a new patch, though I think that it was another post-day launch. I would call this a day one launch preempted update, and this time the update dealt with fix an issue that could cause some character not to be in their proper location, fix an issue where star stations will be labeled as a player ownership when it's not, address an issue that allowed for a vendor full inventory to be accessible. Resolve an issue that caused Starlands players not to appear correctly on AMD's GPUs. This is an exclusive PC update. Address an upscaling issue that could cause texture to become blurry. Resolve an issue that could cause photosensitivity issues when scrolling through the inventory menu. Address an issue where the HAT scanner can cause hashing. Better stability and performance improved to address crashings and fixes. Fixes an issue that will cause displayed items to disappear when applied in-ship mannequins. And fix an issue that will cause items stored in Razorly storage containers and weapon racks to disappear after commanding another mission. As of the recording of this, the final available patch was issued 3 days after launch on October 9th, and these patches include in general improvements, field of view, that now sliders are available in settings that allow players using first person or third person's perspective to adjust their field of view. In performance and stability, for PC only, improved stability for Intel Arc GPUs and various additional stability and performance improvements. From the quest parts, Echoes of the Part addresses an issue where tunneling creatures could pick a location that will prevent progression. Now, one of the most exciting things about Bethesda game is the modding community. Starfield's modding scenes exploded within days of release, and players already created some jaw-dropping mods. From new ships and weapons to enhanced graphics and even custom storylines, modders are breathing new life to the game, and Bethesda has promised more support in the future. Looking at the Starfield community to get their thoughts on 1 month in, the consensus, players are loving it. They're praising the game's immersive world and engaging story. The modding community in particular has been a huge hit. Unfortunately, the launch of this game came already polarized, as we are months later after a semi-dramatic preliminary injunction hearing where the Federal Trade Commission requested the North California District Court to not allow Microsoft to close the Activision Blizzard deals, which, by the way, I had some takeaways in this video after the closure of the deal, and you can see here and leave it in the video in the description so you can watch later. But for those who haven't followed all this gaming legal drama, what this has to do with Bethesda and Starfield? Well, the answer is that during interrogation from both FTC and Microsoft legal team, It was revealed that what motivated Microsoft on buying Bethesda in 2021 was hearing that Sony was actually making moves to make Starfield an exclusive PlayStation game a little later after Bethesda announced the game back in 2019 in his turn of E3 of that year, when Microsoft was already behind on third-party Xbox exclusive against PlayStation, and Microsoft just had enough. A different scenario of the Activision Blizzard deal, back then Microsoft didn't have so much resistance on buying Bethesda and its parent company ZeniMax Studios, and while Phil Spencer didn't deny that late 2021 and early 2022 Bethesda honored all their deals before being bought by Microsoft, all future and key games availability outside Xbox will be reviewed case by case. Practically, Starfield is only a stint if we count something outside Xbox. But of course, PlayStation Pro fans were not happy about it, and many outlets, including Metacritic and the same Starfield Steam page, were reviewed bombed, and even to the point that people just exploded the refund policy just to have their bad reviews not flagged as false. And I won't finish this video if I start summarizing the social media drama with both Xbox and PlayStation Pro fans and the indirect attacks on gamers that doesn't take a side and doesn't care about platform preference and gaming because we can just game. It's not all about the fans though. Starfield is ranking in the dog of Bethesda. It sold millions of copies and received critical acclaim. It's even been nominated for a handful of awards, which is a testament to how this impact in the gaming industry, and I believe that there are many comes, and I believe there's still more to come. During the course of the video, I have been giving you some of my personal thoughts, so what else I can include here? Well, in my perspective, I feel that playing Starfield on keyboard and mouse have a little clunky mechanics. I have been struggling to have the character move every time I go to the menu, and every time that I select something, or every time that I go through an elevator or change scenarios, that's where I notice more the clunky mechanics. But ironically, playing it with a controller doesn't have so much trouble. Actually, I felt comfortable playing on controllers, and I just played controller once, and everything else I had done in Starfield was with keyboards and mouse. So basically, controller environment is winning. Like I already said, the graphics are not perfect, but they are not invasive to gameplay. And just to say that the game is a crap wish, I don't feel that any mishap on graphic can be considered something bad or can ruin my perspective of the game. And pretty much, as I said, this is a Bethesda game. You need to have your character rest, like it is in the original The Elder Scrolls game, especially the Elder Scrolls Arena, which I am still 1/8 of his storyline already play, and I'm way behind it. Yeah, I love the replay value that the game brings, which you can finish a storyline, you can focus on a storyline outside the lore, which is the Constellation mission, and you can practically have your own journey, as so to speak. So I think that we are pretty much in the beginning of a new franchise of Bethesda. And heck, if Starfield 2 is already on plan or development, I don't think the game is coming in the first decade, because there's so much thing that Bethesda can still do to this game. And I haven't finished my first walkthrough first, but I dare to say that we are for this game for years to come. So there you have it, a 1 month check-in on the world of Starfield. The game has delivered on its promise and has given us an incredible universe to explore. If you're playing Starfield, let us know your thoughts in the comment below. And as always, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow space enthusiasts. Until next time, stay among the star. This was Jesus from Jesus Gaming and Podcast. Have a good one, and health and success.